Live from Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, the NFL on CBS brings you the Washington Redskins and the Phoenix Cardinals. And as usual this time of year, still pretty hot in Arizona. Temperatures will be in the mid-90s as the game progresses. That's always tough on the visiting team. Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Ryan, along with Matt Millen here in Tempe, Arizona, and the 2-1 Washington Redskins against the winless Cardinals. Both teams coming off a bye week, and even though the defending Super Bowl champions are 2-1, they were happy to have the bye.
Well, the buzzword in Washington these past 2 weeks has been out of sync for the Washington Redskins, and really out of sync means their offense isn't coming to fruition. So I went down to the Redskins last week and watched them in their bye week, and what I saw was a team that went back to basics. You know, back to basics, rushing the quarterback and getting pressure on him, and really getting the pressure on Mark Rypien. So
as far as Rypien's concerned, I guess the feeling is they've just got to give him the kind of work that he would have had he not been a holdout.
And I spoke with Rod Dowher, the quarterback coach, and the bottom line with that is every quarterback has to be in camp, whether it's Dan Marino, Joe Montana, or Mark Rypien.
Well, now the Phoenix Cardinals at 0-3 have lost 11 in a row. They were glad to have a bye week.
They were glad to have a bye week because they had some changes they had to work on. They had defensive changes. They'll see #1 pick Eric Swan. He'll have a lot of work this week that they hadn't had in the past. And you'll also see Robert Massey starting for Lorenzo Lynch on the corner. So the bottom line with the whole thing is they have to get better on the defense, and they have to be able to produce.
All right, we know Fritz Shurmur will have lots to show the Redskins today defensively because he loves to play the chess game.
That was an abortion.
And we are ready to go with Phoenix receiving the ball. The opening kickoff by Lohmiller, taken by Bailey way back near the end line. And so they'll start from their 20. Chris Chandler will lead out the Phoenix Cardinals as Tim Rosenbach hurt in the first game of the year. In front of Chandler will be Sharp, Mark May, a former Redskin, Danny Villa, Lance Smith, Rick Cunningham, and Walter Reeves. Ivory Lee Bound is the starting running back, although expect to see a lot of Johnny Johnson today. Prohl, Jones, and Randall Hill, the 3 wide receivers, and Randall Hill, the big play guy. From the Phoenix 20, it's Ivory Lee Brown picking up about 5 on first down. Andre Collins, number 55, made the stop. Defensively, Charles Mann, Bobby Wilson for the injured Eric Williams, Tim Johnson, and Fred Stokes across the front for the Redskins. Wilbur Marshall, Kurt Gouveia, and Andre Collins are the linebackers. Martin Mayhew, A.J. Johnson for the injured Darrell Green, Copeland and Edwards are the safeties. 2nd and 5, Phoenix, opening series. Brown again, picks up a couple of more. Ivory Lee Brown from Arkansas Pine Bluff in the World League of American Football. First-year man, 23 years of age, and he is a load, 265 pounds, 6'2".
And Joe Bugle loves him. He says, we can get that guy with his shoulders turned square and pound into the hole. He's going to make something happen.
It'll be 3rd down and about 2. Chris Chandler taking over for the injured Tim Rosenbach. Jumpy Geathers has come in defensively along with Alvoid Mays and Sidney Johnson into the secondary of the Redskins. Chandler runs out of time and just unloads the ball. Flag is down as Tim Johnson put the lick on the quarterback.
Intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding is called by referee Pat Haggerty.
You know, I didn't see intentional grounding there. It looked like he was trying to throw the receiver out in the flat, Tim.
Well, he might have been trying to offload. That was one of those very close calls, I think, as Johnson was coming into his face, and he was looking at a possible sack. Rich Camarillo is on the field to punt.
Intentional grounding. Wash it down.
So Camarillo will stand at his 5-yard line, averaging 40.4 on 7 punts this season. Brian Mitchell and Desmond Howard the deep men for the Redskins. And they're standing at the 30-yard line. Desmond Howard, #1 pick of the Redskins, and we expect to see him getting some action at wide receiver today. Camarillo's punt, not a good one. Depending on the bounce, does take a Cardinal bounce and goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So Mark Rypien will lead on the Redskins offense, the man that's been on the spot, at least in terms of the fan response at Washington. And in front of him will be Jim Lachey, Raleigh McKenzie, Jeff Bostic, Mark Schlereth, Joe Jacoby, and Don Warren. Veteran line for the Redskins, Ernest Biner, the running back, and the three wide receivers, Art Monk, Ricky Sanders, and Gary Clark. And as we mentioned, we expect today to see Desmond Howard in action, and Clark favoring a hamstring pull. But naturally, even though he has missed much practice, including during the bye week, he's ready to go. Biner on first down out the left side for a gain of about 6. Defensively for Phoenix, Jeff Faulkner, Jim Waller, and Mike Jones in their three-man front. Although we will see a lot of Eric Swan. Freddie Joe Nunn and Tyrone Stowe, Eric Hill, and Ken Harvey are the linebackers. The secondary, Aeneas Williams, Robert Massey replacing Lorenzo Lynch on the right corner, Tim McDonald, an outstanding safety, and Michael Zordich at the free safety. 2nd and 5. Redskins at their own 32. Ripping out play action. He's got a man open, Clark. First down to the 42-yard line. Perfectly executed first pass from Mark Rypien to Gary Clark. Zordich and Aeneas Williams made the stop.
You know, Gary Clark at the beginning of this day is supposed to be a guy who has a hamstring, is questionable. What kind of player is Gary Clark? Well, here's your answer. Watch him take Aeneas Williams right across the field, run to where no one is, and get upfield. If there's any way that Gary Clark was going to play today, he was going to play. There he is.
26-yarder for his opening play. And the Redskins immediately into Phoenix territory. Biner. Biner inside the 35-yard line.
Tackle.
Tripped up by Jeff Faulkner. After a gain of about 6, close to 7.
And Tim, you know, the defensive line of the Phoenix Cardinals, they have got to play better. That's the main concern with Fritz Sherman, the defensive coordinator. And what they had to get is production. You know, they're getting up the field, but they're not making any tackles. And you look at them and they're ranked low in the rushing defense, and they've got to make something happen.
Certainly the weakness of their secondary is that front three. Biner again cuts it back inside, trying to get to the marker. He'll be close. Faulkner made the stop. Third-year man from Southern University. He came in Plan B from Indianapolis.
Official timeout.
Waller, their nose tackle, a 5th-round choice in '89, and Mike Jones, a number 2 pick last year from North Carolina State. They have high hopes for him, but still, this is their problem area, and that's why we expect to see a lot of Eric Swan today. They're number 1 a year ago.
Well, we also expect to see a tough running game for the Washington Redskins, and that looks like exactly what this man Joe Gibbs says he's going to do. So he's come out in the first 4 plays, and 3 of them have been running the ball.
Just short of the first down. Steve Heitch and Jock Jones come into the lineup.
Number 67, Washington.
Linebackers on this short yardage play for Phoenix. 2nd and less than a yard. Redskins in the eye. Ray Brown has come in as an extra blocker. It'll be close to the first down. Ricky Irvins, with forward progress, should have it.
Tackle by Harvey.
Linebacker Ken Harvey made the tackle, number 56. And it is a Redskin first down. They mark it at the 31-yard line of Phoenix.
1st and 10 at the 30.
Ricky Irvins providing the 1-2 punch in this one-back offense for the Redskins. Ernest Biner, the starter. Irvins frequently in on 3rd down, a good pass receiver, and he'll get the short yardage for you as well. Art Monk in motion. Warren shifts to the right wing. Pump fake from Rypien and overthrown, nearly picked off. Intended for Monk. Robert Massey was the defender, and he had a better shot at the catch.
And you see Robert Massey, you know, he's starting there for Lorenzo Lynch. And Mark Rypien said, hey, look, I'm going to see how good you are. We'll see if you're better than Lorenzo Lynch. So we're going to go up on you right away. And I think the thing to remember most about this Washington Redskins offense is you can talk to Joe Gibbs and you can talk to the offensive line coach and Jim Hanford, and he's going to say, look, we're a running team. We're going to pound the ball. We're going to beat you physically. But you know what? In order for the Washington Redskins to be successful, they've got to throw the football.
Second and long, and the Cardinals send in Swan with Dave Duerson and Steve Lofton into the secondary. Looking for pass here. Rypien got it off just as he was hit, and it's a first down, Redskins. On the far sideline, Art Monk comes up with a first down catch.
Now they said they're going to have Eric Swan in here, and they're going to get some pressure on him. Watch him in the middle of your screen, and he's just a big, strong, powerful guy. He's going to come off. Watch him. The problem is he's running into another big, strong, powerful guy. As you watch the pressure off Rypien on the backside. In order for them to do well, they've got to have Eric Swan get pressure up the middle and force it outside for their backers.
There's Ken Harvey, who got the hit on Rypien just as he released the ball, but Monk comes through, and he's now just 9 short of Steve Largent's numbers. Get back to that, as Feiner is tripped up by Tyrone Stowe, the inside linebacker. Good defensive play.
That's a great read by Tyrone Stowe. We talked to Joe Bugle the other day about that counter OT and saying, what the heck, what makes that play so good? He said, you have to have good people. He said, and you have to be able to watch. Watch the left side of the line here. They're just going to clear, and they're going to come around. You'll see everybody blocking down. Now, Tyrone Stowe is going to come from the top left side of your picture right there. See, great read, great attack, and that's the way you beat that play.
We have a timeout on the field with an injured Cardinal. We'll return to Tempe in a moment. We're scoreless first quarter. Says Redskins have used up 9 plays on their opening series following the Phoenix punt, and what a chess match this figures to be against Fritz Shurmur, the defensive coordinator of Phoenix.
Yeah, it figures to be a chess match, and Joe Gibbs is doing it his way. See, he comes out with the Fritz Shurmur defense, and he says, I'm going to pound the football. I know you're having problems, but there's no substitute for toughness. He said last night when we talked to him, you cannot polish toughness, so we're going to go out and give him a shot.
Second down and 11. Rypien with time. Just off the mark. Intended for Terry Orr, the H-back. Dave Duerson had the coverage on Orr. And that was a near Redskin touchdown right near the goal line.
Yeah, you know, T, this is the time when the Phoenix defense has to rise up. You know, they've let them come down the field into our 11th play of the drive, but now you have an opportunity to stop them. You have to take advantage of it here.
3rd and 11. Swan right over the nose on this passing down. There's an unusual look from Shurmur. Touchdown. Ricky Sanders from Mark Rypien. Perfect strike. The Redskins take the early lead.
Boy, T, they went right to that zone, and Rypien read it perfectly. Had it right down the middle. Ricky Sanders with a great job. You're going to see they're only going to rush 3 people, and they're going to drop everybody off in the zone. You'll see Zordich down the middle. Now it's going to open up a seam right here. See that right there? Boom. Right in between the corner and the safety. Sanders finds it. 6 points, Washington.
Lohmiller for the point after. And flags and whistles everywhere before he got a chance to kick it. Full consultation by the officiating corps. Pat Haggerty in the white hat will give us the news.
False start. Number 69. Offense. 1 warning to the defense.
Mark Schlereth called for the false start.
You watch this protection. They're rushing 1, 2, 3. See that? And they're just going to come. You know, you're having a mismatch. You got 6 on 3, all kinds of time. Give Rip the time. Give any quarterback the time. He's going to beat you. There's Ricky Sanders, kind of the forgotten man of that But a guy, if you give him an opportunity, he's going to hurt you.
Miller now from the 15-yard line, and he makes it a 7-0 game. So the Redskins open with their opening series drive, 7 points and the lead.
Dr. Ponce. Now let's get those
With Matt Millen at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, the Redskins have a 7-0 lead over the winless Cardinals, scoring on their first offensive series. Rypien, a 19-yard strike to Ricky Sanders, and Miller knocks that one right out of the end zone. So once again, the Cardinals will start from their 20-yard line.
Now, this is a little bit of the Joe Gibbs magic. This is what has all that complexity going. See, this is the #1 look. See, they come out #1 and they show you the pre-read look. See, they have everybody. Now they're going to shift. This man moving over. You see Sanders going over. This is #2. See, now this forces everybody to move on the defensive side. Then, just when you think you got it set, here comes #3. See, there's the motion. Now, what this has told the quarterback is they've been in a zone the whole time. That allows Sanders down to 6 points.
A good-looking play from the Redskins. And a good start for Mark Rypien. On first down, Chandler out of the backfield of Brown. And Brown picks up 5, maybe 6 on the play.
And I like Chris Chandler out there. To be honest with you, I think this is a step up for the Phoenix Cardinals. I like Rosenthal because, you know, they were comfortable with him. But I think this man, Chris Chandler, he has more abilities, can move in the pocket, and he can get more things done. He seems more confident also because he's been spending time with offensive coordinator Jerry Rome, and he's been reading more of the coverage and more of the man. So I think you give this guy a little time, he's going to make something happen.
He has a 2nd and 3 here after the pass to Brown. Brown on the run, takes it outside, has the first down, stopped by Johnson, but a first down. Phoenix at their 35-yard line. Chandler last week in the losing effort against Dallas had a good day personally, 28 of 43.
Yeah, and the thing you're going to notice first about Ivory Lee Brown is, see, the name Ivory Lee, that's a little name. That's for a little man. See, he's Ivory Lee. He should be like Brock Brown, 265 pounds running behind you. And the other thing you'll notice about him is he's got great feet. He's a big man, 265 pounds, but he has some good magic.
Joe Beagle says he has the wiggle. Play action from Chandler, good fake. Airing it out for Ernie Jones, and incomplete. But a flag down. Danny Copeland had the coverage. Number 26 on Ernie Jones. And it is...
Oh, he doesn't know himself. Oh, offensive.
It is offensive. Interference against Ernie Jones. Saw Pat Haggerty, the referee, making sure.
Ball's in the air. Now, both of them have a right to that ball. Danny Copeland turning back to look to see where it's coming. And you see Ernie Jones fighting as well as Copeland. I think that's a toss of the coin in the air, and it came down on Phoenix's side, unfortunately.
Now, the Cardinal fans not happy with that at all. It could have been...
Interference, number 86.
It could have been deep in Redskin territory had it been called the other way, but it looked more like incidental contact. Both of them battling for position to catch the football. Nonetheless, it is 1st and 20 at the 21-yard line. Johnny Bailey has come in, and Ricky Prohl, and wide receiver. Bailey has another receiver out of the backfield. Straight drop for Chandler. Interception. Brad Edwards off the hands of Jones. And the Redskins have a great opportunity here.
But Chandler knows where he wants to go right away, you know, and he sent the back into the backfield. What you're going to see here, out of the back, he sees him, throws it, and it's just going to go right off the hands. See, that should be a completion. Instead, it's an interception. Heads-up play by Brad Edwards, and it's going the other way.
Was a heads-up play. Nice catch. And good reaction by Edwards, the former Viking. Joined the Redskins as a Plan B free agent in 1990. So a first down at the 22-yard line of Phoenix. Not the kind of a start Chandler and Bugle wanted. Biner ran into his own man, Ron Middleton, but still turned it into a 6, maybe 7-yard pickup.
And Ernest Biner just amazes me. He came into the league in Cleveland, and he was a tough, physical back. And that's the kind of back that doesn't last long. But as the seasons went on with him in Cleveland, he had success, and he came over here as an H-back, as a blocker. And all of a sudden they realized, hey, this guy's as good as he was when he came into the league. And so they've been handing him the ball more and more and just letting him pound away, and he's having success.
Joe Gibbs raves about him. He says, I'd like to have 15 guys like him. His work ethic is exactly the kind of thing Gibbs likes. Flags before the snap.
Ball start. Number 63. Offense. Before the snap. 5-yard penalty.
Raleigh McKenzie, guess you can excuse him for one. He just had a new baby with wife Martha this past week.
There you're going to see Raleigh right there, and he's so happy that Raleigh Jr. was born, and he couldn't contain himself. And what happens is he just jumped. He just wants to jump up and say, hey, I had a boy. See, but it didn't work. They caught him.
Maybe he's reaching for cigars to pass out. Ken Harvey is apparently in the locker room being looked at apparent leg injury. And Jock Jones, number 55, has come in to replace him. Third-year man from Virginia Tech. 2nd and 9. Redskins. Biner again dancing and works his way inside the 15 to the 13. A nice piece of running. Stopped there by Tim McDonald.
This is exactly what I was talking about with Ernest Biner. Now, you're going to see the counter again, and Ernest is going to come through. Are you going to see great speed? No. Are you going to see great moves? No. What you're going to see is hard work. Now, this is hard work. See that? Not fluid. Look, I'm just going to keep on churning, getting up the hole, and all of a sudden, you know, I got 3rd and 2.
6 carries, 26 yards for Biner. Sanders, Clark, and Monk are in. 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 2. They load up the right side. Now bring Monk back to the left. To the corner for Clark. Good coverage. A flag is down. Aeneas Williams, the 2nd-year man, had that one covered all the way, but a flag down near the goal line.
Oh, I hate to see flags in games. See Boston clapping. That's not a good sign for Phoenix.
Defensive holding. Defensive holding.
Well, they didn't put the marker right on number 35, but we have to assume it was Williams on the coverage of Clark.
Let's watch the matchup between Aeneas Williams and Gary Clark. You know, Gary Clark's playing with a bad hamstring. There's the hold. See, he had it on the shoulder, kind of slight. You know, that's 2 calls in Phoenix that went against Phoenix, rather, that I think are kind of iffy. Don't you agree, Tim?
I would say they are both a little stern, to say the least. But another good break for the Redskins, and they'll hope to take advantage. 1st and goal from the 9. Biner the lone setback. Biner, he'll score. Touchdown. Well, as usual here, you hear a good amount of cheering for the visiting team. There are a lot of Redskins fans here in Phoenix, and it adds insult to injury for the Phoenix Cardinals.
3 times in a row, Tim, they ran the counter this way. See, now what they're going to do is they're going to bring it back. And this is the kind of play, as Joe Bugle told us, that you're either great at it or you're lousy at it. Take a guess which one Ernest Biner thinks it is. Touchdown.
Lohmiller for the point after. And the Redskins have a 14-0 lead. We'll be back at Tempe in a moment. Guy's amazing. Old number 66. He's got a sore back, sore everything. Got a sore body. And they still make him run. Another good kickoff by Lohmiller. Bailey will not bring it out. And once again, the Cardinals will start from their 20.
They make Joe Jacoby run because he can do it all. Now you're going to see him over here. 6'7", 320 pounds, and the man can still play. He's coming around. He's got a He's got Band-Aids on everything. Now, see this right here? He's blocking two guys with one body. That's because his body is bigger than both those bodies, and that's a touchdown.
Comforting thought for Biner to be running behind that big guy, Jacoby, who can still motor a little bit. First down from the 20. Johnny Johnson makes his first appearance in the Phoenix backfield, number 39. Chandler screen. Johnson. And Johnson gets about 7, maybe 8 on the play. Stopped by the middle linebacker, Kurt Gouveia, number 54.
And there's Johnny Johnson, and they've got to have him in this Phoenix offense. And they got to get the ball in his hands. He's a guy who held out, and he's kind of got in a doghouse here in Phoenix, but he went to the Pro Bowl 2 years ago, 950 yards, and they just expected good things from him. He missed some time in training camp. They've got to get the ball in his hands if they want to have success with that offense.
It is 2nd and 3 for the Cardinals at their own 27-yard line.
Got him. There you go.
Straight ahead and into the arms of Charles Mann. Johnson nowhere to go. A flag on the play. No gain. Maybe a loss of about a half yard. And the penalty, however, appears to be against the Redskins. Quick look at some other scores. Games currently in action. Some interesting finals today. The big win by Miami over Buffalo. Minnesota's come back against the Bears.
Number 58. Defense. First down.
Wilbur Marshall, the linebacker, was offside. So Phoenix with a first down at their 32-yard line. Johnson trying to get wide, nowhere to go. Redskins stringing out the defense, and the safety, Danny Copeland, coming up to make the tackle.
That's a great job by Danny Copeland coming up, but that was a good job of the whole right side of that defensive front of the Washington Redskins. Copeland ends up, getting the stat for the tackle, but Freddie Stokes, he strung it all the way out and allowed him to go. Instead of going up in north and south, he's going east and west. And that's a big play by Freddie Stokes.
So it leaves a 2nd and 9 for the Cardinals, down 14-0. Joe Bugle would like to stay in his game plan. We'll try to do so here. We're still in the first quarter. Chandler with play action. He's dropped the ball. It's loose, and the Cardinals recover. Charles Mann had the hit on Chandler, and Walter Reeves, the tight end, alertly fell on the loose ball, number 89.
That's a great matchup that they talked about all week in this Phoenix camp. And that was Rick Cunningham, the offensive right tackle, against Charles Mann. Let's watch from the end zone. Charles Mann's going to come off your right side of your screen here. See, they're putting Walter Reeves on him. They block him down, Cunningham down, and around the corner, you can't leave a tight end on Charles Mann and not expect something to happen to your quarterback.
So the Cardinals backed up to their own 25-yard line. Johnny Bailey in the backfield now. Jones wide to the right. Chandler runs out of time. Flags fly. And he slides down over the line of scrimmage, and extra flags come down. Speculate holding on Phoenix on the first flag, and perhaps a late hit on the quarterback on the second one.
They may have the same guy involved in both. Pat Haggerty ran out of flags, so he threw his hat down. Charles Mann shows up every Sunday ready to play. I mean, he can get nicked, he still shows up. He can be slowed down, he still shows up. Charles Mann is a guy in that Washington Redskins front that they count on for pass rush every week.
Number holding, number 67, offense. Personal foul, lady hit, defense. We'll replay the down.
Louis Sharp is the man charged with the holding.
Yeah, well, they flopped Charles Mann to the other side on Louis Sharp, and he just gets that arm under, and Louis just never lets him go. So there's the hold in it. No, Charles Mann just never stops running. He gets over there. He figures, hey, I already got one flag on me. I'll get the other end, too.
Well, the first one, of course, he got against Sharp. They cancel each other out, replay the down. Still third down. about 16 for the Cardinals at their own 25 from the shotgun. Bailey and centers are both in the backfield now. They're good pass receivers. Chandler overthrows everybody. Intended in the direction of Ernie Jones. May have been a miscue on the route. So Phoenix will have to punt. Chandler looks like he took another shot. He's a tough guy. They like his spirit, determination.
And his toughness. And it looks like today that he's going to need that toughness.
Brian Mitchell is back to receive the punt, the third-year man from Southwest Louisiana. Camarillo standing at his 10-yard line. Mitchell on the run, holds onto the ball at the 40-yard line, colliding with a Phoenix defender immediately, Anthony Edwards. 36-yard punt from Camarillo. 14-0 Washington lead.
He has no fear in special teams. He knew he was going to get hit. He knew where the ball was, and he knew where Edwards was, but he took it anyway. This man can make a lot of things happen on the field. I would like to see him more in the offense, but they think he's so valuable in special teams that they don't put him in.
5'10", 200-pounder, their 5th pick in 1990. Handy man, kind of players that make them a championship team. First down at the 40-yard line. Rypien is 3 of 5, 58 yards and a touchdown. And Ricky Irvins on first down gets 5, maybe 6.
You get into a baseball game and a pitcher's giving you fastballs all day, and here comes the changeup. See, that's the changeup that the Redskins, Joe Gibbs, is throwing at him right now, and his name is Ricky Irvins. So you have a guy, Ernest Spiner, who comes in and pound. And then you get this guy. He's got the style, he's got the magic little wiggle, and he's a strong guy. Ricky Irvins and Ernest Spiner, that 1-2, they can kill you.
Irvins winds up with a 5-yard pickup on first down. 2nd and 5. They make a strong side left. Middleton on the wing. Irvins again. Good defense this time. Cardinals slash in. The first contact by Mike Jones, the second-year defensive end out of North Carolina State. And Ken Harvey has returned from the locker room. They've got to have this guy. He's their best linebacker, the California star. #1 pick in 1988. Not a big guy, but he's got some speed.
Yeah, he's got great speed, Tim. But in a game like this, the thing that's going to hurt Ken Harvey is he only weighs 230. And he told us he only weighs 230 pounds before practice. Afterwards, he's about 223. So the guy is going against some big men. He will put some rocks in his pockets.
Extra defensive backs in on this passing down. Apparent passing down, and Rypien on the straight drop. And he's got Clark. Hauled down from behind by Robert Massey, but Clark was wide open in the middle. And a first down, Redskins again into Phoenix territory at the 37. 19-yard pickup.
Yeah. Ken Harvey's got the great speed. Unfortunately, one of the strengths of Jim Lachey is he's got great feet and speed also. So he gets out there, great hands, pushes them. The other thing that impressed me about that play, Mark Rypien, looks like that bye week did him very good.
All right, we've reached the end of the first quarter with the score. The Washington Redskins 14, the Phoenix Cardinals nothing.
Most people retire to Northern California for the gentle climate. Neil McBain came here to race in the fabled Monterey Historic. And Dean Witter was with him every mile of the way.
Respect the power of a client's dream and help them achieve it.
Bothered by the heat at all, up 14-0. Tim Ryan and Matt Millen bringing you this NFC East action from the far west. Go figure. From the 37-yard line, play action, Rypien, complete to the tight end, and it's all the way down to the 13-yard line. Terry Orr doesn't get too many thrown at him, but he can catch them.
And they always joke about Terry Orr. They always say he's the secret weapon. And this is the reason why he's a secret weapon here. Watch him come on the play action. He's going down. Just find that in between the zones right there. Coming up, Zordich makes a tackle, but that's a big first down.
Eric Hill, the linebacker, had to do the chasing on that. And Orr was a little faster. First down at the 14-yard line. Make it to 13. of Phoenix. The Redskins threatening again. Irvin stuffed that time for a loss of about 4. Slashing through Tyrone Stowe, number 90.
And that's the second time he's done that, and I think what Tyrone Stowe has figured out, the way to kill that counter OT is to attack it. When I played it from the backer position, I always felt the way to take away that counter OT is to get up in and knock people off. Break it up, you know, and it's attack, and that's what Tyrone Stowe just did.
Joe Gibbs had such a bread and butter play for him. You know, he'd just keep coming back with it, but the Cardinals stuffed it that time. Steve Heitch is in at linebacker. The cornerback Massey comes out. Rypien under a little pressure goes deep to the corner, and that one just thrown away. And again, it was Stowe coming in with a good rush, forcing Rypien to throw that fade out of bounds. Sanders was the receiver down in the corner. Fritz Shurmur, the defensive coordinator of the Cardinals.
And we talked to Joe Gibbs about Fritz Shurmur, and first thing he said was, look, when I'm playing against Fritz Shurmur, I know I can always expect the unexpected. He's going to give me something I haven't seen. He's going to give us something we haven't prepared for. And Fritz Shurmur, he knows in this game of X and O's that this is the one that he likes to be in.
Now here's a spot here for Shurmur to come up big for the Cardinals, because the Redskins are 3 of 3 converting on 3rd down. Rypien fires to the end zone. It's batted away. Steve Lofton, number 28, got a hand on it. Intended for Gary Clark.
Well, that's great defense right there. Watch Mark coming off, and Lofton take him to the outside. Now he's going to get help from the inside right here. He'll be coming into your screen. Little late with Zordich. That's a nice play. Good defense.
And Monk, as you saw, the intended receiver, not Clark, both going right to the end zone. And the field goal try from Lohmiller. This distance, 0 for 3. This one is a 33-yarder. And he just improved his stats. And the Redskins improved their lead 17-0. 13:21 to go in the first half. Well, the Redskins make it a 17-0 lead. A 33-yard field goal by Chip Lohmiller. And you can see that they've rolled up 138 yards to only 24 for Phoenix. And they've scored on each of their 3 possessions. Bailey is the deep man. And again, no opportunity to bring it out as Lohmiller continues to crash these kickoffs deep through the desert air in Tempe, Arizona. So once again, Chandler and company from their own 20-yard line. Chandler is 2 of 5 passing, 14 yards. And of course, the interception, which was not his fault. He delivered the ball to Ernie Jones, who couldn't hold on. Brad Edwards picked it off, and that led to the Redskins' second score.
So this is a time now, Tim, where they have got Phoenix completely out of their game plan. Now he's forced to throw to get back in, and that puts Washington in a great position.
Jones in motion behind the ball. Johnson breaks 1 tackle and has a first down. Johnny Johnson. Johnson, the 3rd-year man from San Jose State, drafted in the 6th round in 1990. And a holdout this year.
Now watch Kurt Gavea right in the middle of that defense. See what he's doing? He's stacked behind everybody. Nobody can get to him. Now his read is go to the first hole. See, there it is right there. Boom. Rick Cunningham comes around and blocks him. That's nice read by Kurt Gavea. Gavea, one of those guys. He's an emotional guy, and they need emotion in that defense. You got to get some fire.
Cardinals with a 1st and 10. Chandler with time. Finds his man Jones, who takes a tough hit from behind. A.J. Johnson playing in Darrell Green's spot.
They talked about A.J. Johnson because Darrell Green is gone. I'm going to tell you something about A.J. Johnson. This is a guy who makes plays. He's going to be out there. Now, what you lose in speed with Darrell Green gone, A.J. Johnson will make up with pure savvy. He knows the position. He knows how to play. And if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a major contributor to this defense.
On 2nd and 5, Johnson. Johnson gets 2 more. Andre Collins, the 3rd-year linebacker from Penn State, makes the stop. See where they mark the ball. It's about a 2-yard gain. It'll leave 3rd and 3. 4 Redskin defenders come on the field. Jumpy Geathers up front, along with extra secondary help.
Ooh, T, look at that, 100 yards to 7. And they're a better offensive team than that. They're a better passing team than that. They've just been out of sync, so they've got to get some success throwing the ball on this series. Oh, it's going to be a long effort.
Chandler under pressure now, and that is incomplete. Intended for Butch Roll. Came over from Buffalo on Plan B this year. Couldn't hold on as they try to pick up the first down on that little short hook. So again, the Cardinals have to punt in this quiet, sparse crowd at Sun Devil Stadium. Let's go with a few scattered boos. Rich Camarillo standing at his 22. Mitchell waits for it at the 10 of Washington.
They like to see the ball get in that man's hands because you know something big can happen.
Good kick from Camarillo. Mitchell from the 13. Hit immediately. Gets away. Lofton had him. He did step out of bounds upfield as he takes it all the way to the end zone. And there is a flag down back near the original attempted tackle by Steve Lofton. But they're standing at the sideline at the 38 saying he stepped out of bounds there.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds, but there's going to be a hold back there on the 24-yard line. And he kind of tackled him.
Bailey, I believe, is the man they're going to call for the hold.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Brian Mitchell. Anytime that man has the ball in his hand, something big can happen, whether it's a kickoff return or a punt return. And I spoke with him before the game, and I said, Mitch, have a good game. And first thing he says is, give me the ball, and I'll make something happen.
On the return.
Penalty against the Redskins, holding, and it's Alvoid Mays, number 20 for Washington. So all of that good effort by Mitchell goes for naught. But the Redskins lead it 17-0. We'll be back.
Take one and action. Hey, what's the best thing?
Joe Jacoby, you see all the armor he's got on there. Extra stuff all over that tired, aching old body, but he plays just about as well as he always has, and that's what Joe Gibbs says about him. He is just a tough guy. Still a great contributor. Up the left side, Ricky Irvins gets about 4. Well, Matt, when you were an active player in this league, you were a kind of guy that kept files on all of the players you might meet, and I know you had one on Joe Jacoby.
Oh, always. And, and the thing to remember about Joe Jacoby, number one, above all else, he was a very strong player. The second thing you had to remember, Joe Jacoby is very strong. But most importantly, Joe Jacoby was unbelievably strong. And you know how you have to play a guy like that? You have to make him move his feet. You have to keep him off balance, and you can't play into his strength, which is strength.
I want to see those notes in your book that actually shows that. Strong. Really, boy, is this guy strong. On second down, Irvins, first down up to the 25-yard line. 7-yard pickup.
Joe Jacoby, as strong as he is, sometimes even the strongest guy gets thrown to the ground. You're going to watch this, and this is on. Now he's got him on Faulkner. Throw. Now here he goes. Make him move his feet. There it goes. See that? You get him off balance. Use all that strength going at you, and then you throw him. But the bottom line, that's a big plus for Joe because he got him out of there.
On first down, play action. Rypien going deep. Clark to the 25-yard line. Aeneas Williams, the second-year cornerback, gets burned again. And Gary Clark, hamstring and all. Look at the little limp from Clark. He's bothered by that hamstring, but a huge play for the Redskins.
I know what they're thinking. If this guy has a bad hamstring and is running like this, what the heck is he like on a good hamstring? Now, another thing that strikes me right now, you tell me that passing game is out of sync, and I'll tell you, you're goofy.
Well, they love to have the bye week. That's what Mark Rypien said. Yes, you're darn right it helped me. That was an absolutely classic long bomb from Rypien to Clark. To the 28-yard line. of Phoenix, first down. Irvins gets about a yard. Met there by Tim McDonald, a safety coming up. Help from Keith Rucker, rookie from Ohio Wesleyan, who's been getting some time for Mike Jones here in the second quarter. Michael Bankston, another rookie from Sam Houston State, has been in for Jim Waller on the nose. So Fritz Schirmer using a lot more personnel than they did the first 3 games defensively.
They're going to use a lot of personnel, but some personnel you have to have always. Tim McDonald is the guy on that defense who you've got to have.
Lofton, Dewerson, Braxton in defensively now on 2nd and 9 for the Cardinals. Rypien lobs out to Irvins, and it's well covered by the Cardinals that time. Eric Hill, the linebacker, and Tim McDonald, the safety.
There's McDonald again showing up, and you're going to get the stat sheet at the end of the game, and McDonald always has lots of strikes aside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tackles for Tim McDonald. This guy loves to play, but he wants to play on a winner, and that's what will carry over to this defense if they can have some success. Tim McDonald can play anywhere in the National Football League, and he plays every Sunday, win or lose.
Might be the best safety in the league, and it's overlooked when you're on a team with a bad record.
No question.
3rd down and 7. Ricky Sanders in motion, Lofton chasing him. Rypien, good protection again, and it's intercepted. Zordich. Gary Clark made the tackle at the 28-yard line of Phoenix.
And that might need to be the spark they need right now, Tim. They look for something, and here it comes.
Well, Rypien, who had the hot hand, made a mistake there, and the Cardinals have the ball. And how the Redskins respond on defense. Washington up 17-0. First down at the 28. Play action from Chandler, and he's got a man open. First down. Randall Hill, the Miami star. Second year here with Phoenix. And a first down at the 48. Let's look at that interception, Matt.
Yeah, when you see a safety playing, you see a guy hanging in the hole, middle of the hole, they're calling he's a free safety. You know what that means? Is he's got no responsibility except read that quarterback. And that's exactly what he does. Here comes the ball, here comes Zordich, and there's the pick. Nice read, Mike Zordich. Penn State, incidentally.
Incidentally is right. First and 10. Chandler gets some time, delivers, first down again. Ernie Jones. Indiana Jones, the 8th pick in 1985 from Indiana University.
They got a
call
hold
back
him.
with a flag. Looks like a hold against Phoenix.
Everything they do right is just getting slapped back in their face with that yellow flag.
Pat Haggerty will march it off.
Holding number 61. Offense.
Lance Smith, the right guard, number 61. Oh, Warhorse, 29 years of age, out of LSU, playing with some bad ribs today, stretched cartilage, and very sore chest. But one of those guys that Joe Bugle, like Joe Gibbs, says he's a gamer. He's a tough guy. I know he'll be there, just like Jacoby is for the Redskins.
Won't come out of that game.
First and 20. Inside handoff, Johnny Bailey, and Bailey gets about 3. Bailey, the former Bear. Andre Collins made the tackle, along with A.J. Johnson coming up from the corner.
Louis Sharp and Mark May were put together the first time last week in Dallas, and both of them said it feels like we've played together forever. Louis Sharp says, I have played with 11 different guys over the last few years. I would have loved to do the whole time with Mark May. And you watch them, and they're together on everything. Right calls, passing things off inside. That's a good pickup for the Phoenix Cardinals, Mark May.
May, of course, a former Redskin. Phoenix getting him from San Diego. Second down, 18. Good protection for Chandler. Now he runs out. Just as he was about to release it, Kurt Gouveia, the man who had the impossible task of replacing Matt Millen, comes in with a big play.
Well, I'll tell you, that is great defense. Now, watch right here. See, you're going to see Kurt Gavea coming around here. Now, here's the key. Watch Andre Collins. The back is going to step up. They have 2-on-1 on this back. See, he's got him in man coverage. Now he blocks. See, that frees Kurt Gavea, and that's called beautiful defense. Kurt Gavea, not only a good sacker, but as you saw after that play, a fine dancer.
Yes, indeed. You know, last night when I asked him what he had learned from you, he said the only thing you learned from you really was how to hug guys on the sideline. Didn't you teach him any technique?
I taught him how to blitz like that.
Third down and very long for the Cardinals. The screen up the middle. Larry Centers.
Nice.
Great effort by Centers. Gets up, keeps going, trying to get the first down, but he will be ruled down. Monty Coleman tripping him up at the 45-yard line of Washington. But what an effort by this guy.
Oh, great effort by Larry Centers. And that's the first words out of Joe Bugle's mouth with Larry Centers. Now, I like the call of the screen right here. He put the ball in his hand, high percentage. Now keep going. No, this guy will not stop his feet, and that is just pure effort. Nice play by Larry Centers.
Centers, a third-year man from Stephen Austin, drafted number 5 in 1990, and he's been a valuable third down guy for him.
Yeah, and they're going for it. Right? This is a nice call here. You know, you got nothing to lose. You're 0-3. You're having poor success. Now we're going to give it a shot.
Chandler, and he's got Jones. Ernie Jones, first down inside the 30. Wilbur Marshall put the hit on him. What a pass from Chandler. 15 yards and a first down.
Hey, watch Ernie Jones come across in motion. He's just going to go down, sit down in that zone and find a hole. You see the backers, he's going to get in between the backers and the secondary. Right in between, see that? Boom. Nice catch, nice hit by Wilbur Marshall. Yeah, this is success that they have to have. They need success, pass blocking, and they have it right there on Charles Mann. It gives enough time for Chandler to get the ball, and that's a first down.
So the crowd aroused now as the Cardinals finally get it moving to the 30 of Washington. Good protection. Randall Hill. And Hill nowhere to go. 4 Redskins converge on him. Led by A.J. Johnson, followed by Andre Collins.
Well, when you talk to Jerry Rome, the defensive coordinator of Phoenix, one of the first things they talk about, offensive coordinator of Phoenix, the first thing they talk about, they've got to get the ball in the hands of Randall Thrill Hill. And he's got tremendous speed. You know, he's a sub 4.2 guy. The only guy I know who runs that fast, besides myself, was some track people. They get the ball in his hands, and he can make something happen.
Going to the sidelines for you was a road trip. Don't kid me. 2nd and 8. Chandler has hit 4 in a row, and he's sacked. Charles Mann, 3rd Washington sack today.
But Charles Mann came to play today, and you're going to watch him on the top right here. And this is that matchup we talked about. And he's over Rick Cunningham, the guy out of the World Football League. He just beats him with an arm under, gets to the corner. That's a sack. 3rd sack for Washington, and 3rd down for Phoenix.
Rick Cunningham going to school against one of the great defensive ends in the league, the 2nd-year man from Texas A&M. Rick Cunningham, number 64. Lee Sharp, you see there, 67 on the left side, said they think he's got a world of ability, Rick Cunningham, and could turn into an outstanding tackle. Pressure again on Chandler. It's Jumpy Gathers after him, and he will take it out of bounds, and then he's tripped out of bounds by Marshall. And the fans want a call there for a late hit out of bounds, but none forthcoming.
Oh, Chandler feels that one. Wilbur will talk to him. Yeah, he's telling me got him. You see Chandler scrambling, and now he knows he's going to go out of bounds. He slows down. Yeah, Wilbur took the shot. Hey, when you get a quarterback outside the pocket, I don't care if he slows down or not. If you're a defensive player, you're going to take it if you have it.
Well, if he's in the field of play.
Well, sometimes, you know, your eyes make that field a little bit wider.
I see. Okay. Brings up 4th down, and again, the Cardinals are going to go for it. But we have the 2-minute warning on the field here at Sun Devil Stadium. It is still 17-0 Washington.
I ran into David Perry over the weekend.
That is, and that's an intense football player. And one of the things that bad things about Wilber Marshall is they say he's too intense, not only on the field but off the field. And plays like that, he pointed to the sideline, showed how happy he was, and that's one of the reasons they point to, saying why he doesn't get more Pro Bowl votes.
Well, the Cardinals going for it on 4th down again. Chandler steps up in the pocket, and he has dropped, throws it, intended for Bailey, just trying to save a play. Tim Johnson had him wrapped up, and they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Either way, it would only been a couple of yard loss. And so the Redskins will take over the football, and we'll be back at Sun Devil Stadium. 1:53 to go in the first half.
How much insulation do you have in your attic?
Brian and Matt Millen back here at Sun Devil Stadium. You're looking at A.J. Johnson going off the field. He was injured 2 plays back during the Phoenix possession. And remember, he is in there for the injured Darrell Green, gone for the season with a broken arm. So they're now down to Johnny Thomas on that corner, the 4-year man from Baylor who came out of the World League as a free agent. So the Redskins have got to be a little concerned now about the cornerback position, depending on the extent of the injury to Johnson. They tip over on downs, remember, as the Cardinals fail to make it on 4th. Biner on 1st down for the Redskins. Very little gain, maybe a half yard. Ken Harvey made the stop. At the 32-yard line. It's still 2nd and 10. Time winding down first half. The Redskins in command 17-0. They'll draw a play for Biner. Flag flies as he gets to the 39-yard line. Mike Jones, Tim McDonald made the tackle.
Need a hold in Washington.
Coming up on the NFL Today halftime report, Greg and Terry will have all the scores and highlights from today's NFL action, some upsets they will tell you about and show you some highlights from. Come from behind win by Minnesota after the Bears led 20-0.
Still 2nd down.
Detailed on that, of course. And Miami's upset of Buffalo. McKenzie is the culprit on that penalty against the Redskins, backing them up now to the 22-yard line.
I just saw Freddie Joe Nunn limping off the field. That looked like a groin or something. They got to have Freddie Joe out there to get some pressure.
Jock Jones in to replace him, number 55. Left linebacker. 2nd and 20, Redskins at their own 22. Draw play again. Biner got to the 25 for a gain of about 3. And 1:10 left.
There's Freddie Joe limping off with the trainer, and that's not a good sign for this Cardinal defense. They got 2 people outside. They got Ken Harvey and they got Freddie Joe Nunn, and they expect them to make the plays.
Phoenix took the timeout, so Joe Bugle hoping somehow they can get the ball back here with at least one last gasp before the half. There's Ken Harvey.
The thing that's bothered me most in his first half, Tim, is the fact that there have been a lot of penalties. You know, everybody's getting big play holding, big play interference. Something's always popping up, and if you want to have success, you can't have the flags. I mean, that's pretty obvious, and they've plagued Joe Bugle all day today.
Word on Johnson of Washington, a dislocated finger, and his status uncertain. Now, obviously a player could play with that kind of an injury, but you're talking about a defensive back who's got to swat balls away, intercept, and tackle. So we'll see whether or not Johnson can make it back. 3rd down. Warren in motion. They give it to Biner, running behind the blocking out the left side. And Biner out to the 38-yard line, short of the 1st down, met there by Dave Duerson.
They just keep running those counter OTs, and this time they're going to bring Ed Simmons around, but it's going to be led by this man, Donnie Warren, number 85. You know, 14-year vet. what can he do for your team? He knows what he's doing. First he sets up one, and then he takes the other one right out. You know, that's a tackle downfield, and that's really of no consequence. Big gain because this man does his job. And he comes every week, Tim. That man comes every week to play. And I think he's the perfect symbol for what Joe Gibbs thinks a football player should be.
36 years old, #1 pick back in 1979. Donnie Warren. And the first punt of the day for Kelly Goodburn, standing at the 24-yard line. Bailey at the 21 of Phoenix. Goodburn with a 46.4 average on 10 punts so far this season. And he gets a dandy. Bailey signals fair catch as he was having to back up for the ball inside the 10-yard line. Well, it's that time of year. Tuesday night, the National League Championship Baseball Series begins as the Atlanta Braves host the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern. Game 2 will be Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And then Wednesday night, the American League Championship Series begins with the Oakland A's and the Toronto Blue Jays at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday night. Prime time baseball excitement here on CBS. And in game 1 of the National League Series, it'll be Doug Drabek pitching for the Pirates against the Braves' John Smoltz. There's Johnny Thomas, 5'9", 190-pounder out of Baylor and the World League of American Football, in for the injured A.J. Johnson, who was in for the injured Darrell Green. First down inside the 10. Chandler, complete. Ricky Prohl, first down to the 31-yard line. 43 seconds left and a flag down after the play.
Chris Chandler doesn't look too good there, does he?
22-yard gain. Chandler's taken a couple of serious shots.
He doesn't look like it's a day at the beach, that's for sure.
Personal foul. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Back on to the end of the run.
Well, they didn't name the culprit, but it's a personal foul penalty against the Redskins. Appeared to come after the play was over, and it moves the ball out to the 45-yard line. Chandler 8 of 13 passing in this first half. 1 interception off a tip. And he hit Bailey, but Bailey couldn't hold on.
That's the catch he's got to make, Tim. They got to get something going, even if it's now, to get him a little momentum going into the second half, and he can't drop the balls. You know, there are 10 penalties, drop passes, tip pass for an interception. What else could go wrong for this team?
Only 36 seconds now to do something, and Chandler is definitely hurting out there, but he is a tough guy. We said that earlier, and it's much respected by the Cardinal players. He'll take a hit, no complaints. Come back for more. Whoops. Interception, inbounds, yes.
Martin Mayhew with a great read. Read it all the way, stepped right in front of it, got his feet down.
Ernie Jones, the intended receiver, and it looked like Chandler thought he was going to be turning out to the sideline. Jones had turned inside, and Mayhew became the receiver. And that's his 3rd interception of the year for Martin Mayhew in 4 games.
Well, I don't think they could have put together a worse first half of football. The Phoenix Cardinals, they did everything they said they couldn't do. Turned the ball over. They didn't establish their run game. They let the pressure get to the quarterback. Had some turnovers.
And didn't stop Washington.
And didn't stop anybody.
So first down for the Washington Redskins with just seconds remaining here. 29 to be exact. And on the reverse from the outside, Art Monk. And Monk picks up 5 or 6.
That's the first time Art Monk touched the ball all first half.
Caught 1 pass earlier in the first half. Biner nowhere to go. Loss of maybe a half yard.
And that's a loss of the half, too.
3 seconds still on the clock. Ken Harvey and Dave Dewerson made the tackle. Art Monk on the end around. Caught one pass earlier. And he's in pursuit, of course, of that receiving record. Receiving mark of Steve Largent of the Seattle Seahawks. Only 2 guys over 800 career catches, and Monk looked like he got hurt a little bit on that last run.
Looks like a little wince there, but there's another guy, another tough guy, shows up every day to practice, works hard, does whatever you ask him, but more importantly than that, he's got the great respect of everybody on the team and really the city of Washington. I think if you prop up anybody for the Washington Redskins in terms of how good they are and have been consistency, it's Art Monk.
811 catches now in his career, and he has caught a pass in 136 consecutive games. Rypien going deep to the end zone. He hung it up. It'll be out of bounds. Marked the nearest Redskin, and that brings the half to a close. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Redskins 17, the Phoenix Cardinals nothing. Back in sync along with the rest of the offense, but their defense, plenty of pressure on Chandler.
Yeah, and that was the key. One of the keys that Washington had to have. They only had 3 sacks in the first 3 games, and they have 3 sacks in the whole first half today. So it's a completely different day, and it's a tough day for Chandler.
4 hurries, 3 knockdowns, 2 interceptions against Chris Chandler, and Jumpy Geathers getting into the action there too when they bring him in on those pass downs. He's a force.
Oh yeah, he's always been a force, and the thing you got to remember, pressure comes all kinds of different ways. You had one of the big things with Jumpy Geathers is his big forklift, and what he likes to do, see, he likes to run into a guy and pick him up. Now watch this, Louis Sharp, see his feet dangling right there? That is called the forklift. Now he'll take him and just deposit him at the base of the quarterback's feet and force that whole thing around. Jumpy Geathers is one of those guys like Joe Jacoby. He's lost more strength than people have.
So Geathers, the former Saint, gives the Redskins plenty of pressure up front, and it's paid off here today against Chris Chandler, who was 8 for 15, 101 yards, 2 interceptions, one of them not his fault. It was off the hands of Ernie Jones, who should have caught it. And the second one, a great play by Martin Mayhew along the sideline, and what looked to be a bad route run by the intended receiver, who was Ernie Jones again on that play. So Joe Bugle cannot be real thrilled. Let's see whether or not he can organize the Cardinals to make a comeback against the Super Bowl champions, who look very much in sync, the term that became the, as you said, the buzzword in Washington. And Rypien certainly has come up with some excellent pass plays in the first half.
Yeah, and he got burned on the 1 pick, and that'll be good for him, to be honest with you. That'll get his mind right back where it should be, because you have a tendency in a game like this, you're up by 17, you're in a crowd that, there's only 40,000 around here, and it's kind of quiet down in the field. Sometimes you have a tendency to kind of let your mind get out of the game, and you need a kick in the rear end sometimes to get you back, and that pick me had done it.
Rypien had a 19-yard touchdown pass to Gary Clark. There's Joe Jacoby, who provides some of that protection for Rypien, and Joe Gibbs telling us that they worked on everything. Offensive pass protection, better routes by the receivers, and of course trying to get Rypien back into his rhythm.
Well, in the first 3 possessions, I think that bye week showed that it was good. You got the TD, and then you got the field goal. So that's big. They came out after the week, said we got to get this thing done. First 3 possessions, 17 points.
The Cardinals have not had to kick the football from placement yet, and it's going to be Rich Camarillo, because Greg Davis injured his hamstring during the pregame warm-ups. So Camarillo, the punter, is the kickoff man. He got it to the 10-yard line, and Brian Mitchell returns it out over the 30 to the 35-yard line. So if anything else can go wrong for the Cardinals today, they don't even have anybody to kick the ball off, and we'll see what happens if they get a chance at a point after for a field goal. Camarillo, the punter, having to fill in.
I can't think of a worse thing to happen than a kicker pulling something in pre-game. I can see Joe Jacoby getting hurt. I can see a lineman getting, but a kicker gets hurt in pre-game. All you do is kick the ball. That one goes beyond me.
Greg Davis is out of action. And it's first down from the 35-yard line. So already it hurts the Cardinals and helps the Redskins. Four in motion behind the ball. Ernest Biner. Biner trying to turn upfield. Good second effort. Turns what looked to be a 1-yard gain into about a 5-yard pickup. Robert Massey tripped him up.
And they're not shy about where they want to run the football. See, they're even. Look at that, 7, 6, and 7. You know, they don't care where they run the ball, and I think that's indicative of Joe Gibbs, because he wants to be balanced. He wants to be balanced in his pass and run game, and he wants to be balanced where he runs the football. And he has confidence in that whole group right across the board, and he's showing it with the numbers.
Steve Hytchin defensively. Massey comes out. They add an extra linebacker on 2nd and 5. Biner tries the left side. Stacked up after a gain of 2. Stowe was there to meet him, and at the bottom of the stack.
Yeah, and he showed up there mad. Tyrone Stowe wants to get this group going. That's what you got to have. Hey, you know, start yelling at people, Tyrone. Get them going. Get them in the middle of this game. You're only down by 17. You can make something happen. You never quit in the National Football League if you're a defender or if you're an offender.
Well, some might say the Cardinals have been offensive so far here in this first half.
I tell you.
3rd down and 4. But this is a big play for the Cardinals defense. If they can stop Washington here, make them punt, see if the offense can get it going. Rypien, and just off the fingertips of Art Monk. Massey had the coverage, and so the Cardinals hold, and Washington will punt. Kelly Goodburn, just his 2nd punting attempt of the day.
It's good coverage by Massey. He was with them all the way and ripped through the ball. The only place he had to throw it, that was down and away from the coverage. Couldn't quite hold on to it, and that forces the punt.
Goodburn standing at his 22. And Bailey is back at the 17-yard line. Phil Bugle thinks Bailey is a big play kind of a player, but so far they haven't made a big play in this game. And a bad kick from Goodburn. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line of Phoenix.
That wasn't a bad kick. That was a pathetic kick. He knows it right away. Off his foot. 28-yard kick for Kelly Goodburn. Can't be real excited about that.
Well, the Cardinals now have decent field position. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line. Chris Chandler took a battering in the first half, as those stats we showed you indicated, and that's his kind of wobbling around out there near the end of half showed even more graphically. Tight end Reeves in motion. Ivory Lee Brown breaks 1 tackle. Struggles up for another 2 or 3 yards. Andre Collins made the tackle.
There's Ivory Lee Brown, a 265-pound running back out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. And interesting thing about Ivory Lee, you know, I know he has a name that shows small, but what's really small, the guy takes a 9.5 size foot. I saw him before the game, you know, I said, what the heck, what size shoe do you take? He says a 9.5. How do you hold 265 pounds of running back up on size 9.5 shoes? I want to know.
We used to call them bull legs back in college. Some cowboy country out here, should be right at home. 2nd down and 16. And that's complete to Butch Roll. I mean, yes, it is Roll, number 82, right the first time. And make it 2nd and 6, of course, and that looks like it's going to be very close to the first down. And again, Chandler, you can see, showing the pain as he limps around in the backfield.
Yeah, I want to tell you something about Chris Chandler. We played him a couple years ago when I was in San Francisco, and he was down in Tampa, and he came in kind of the same thing, and we pounded him all day long. You know, he never quit, and that's what's happening here. Now you're going to see the pressure coming off the corner here on the left side, and it's just going to keep coming. There's man, Stokes up top, ball's gone. He gets doinked again. He won't quit. He'll be in there the whole time. That game, as it went on, he got beat up more and more and more, and you know what? He was as tough as could be. He knows he's going to get hit. He stands in there, delivers the ball.
Rypien made the tackle, and it was just short of the first down. They're very slow moving the markers up. It's third and about a football at the 41-yard line of Phoenix. Loose ball. Chandler comes up with it. And they have the first down. Good improvisation. Larry Centers.
That's a night at the Improv with Chris Chandler right there. That's a nice play. They couldn't draw that up better.
Good reaction by Centers, too. I got to believe they were looking to run it here. What do you think?
It looked like a pass all the way because the line pass blocked right away. Ball's in the ground. Now he has the presence to pick it up. Andre Collins gives the chase, but he just finds the man he had to go to. Gets the first down.
Larry Centers, and you saw Centers going through with the ball running fake and then turning out into the flat. So it's a first down, Phoenix. And they're at their 46-yard line. Big hole for Brown.
For a big back. Ivory Lee through. Another first down, T.
Alvoid Mays, number 20, made the tackle on him. Had he not, there was a lot of real estate ahead. 11-yard run for Brown.
Yeah, watching they say they have the big hole. You have to have a big hole to get Ivory Lee through. He's a big man. And there you see it. Lance Smith, see it? That's a nice block. Has him cleared up. Man outside. Let him come through. Ivory Lee bounced it off of Tim Johnson. They're about the same size. Another first down.
33 yards on 5 carries for Brown. Alvoid Mays continues in A.J. Johnson's spot now in the right corner. Johnson has not returned, a dislocated finger late in the first half. Good fake on play action, and Chandler incomplete, intended for Hill. A flag flies. It's going to be Mayhew called for interference.
Yeah, and there's no argument there for Martin, and I think he knows it. Looking down and get the call from Pat Haggerty.
Defensive pass interference, number 35, first down.
Turns into a 20-yard gain.
Yeah, now obviously you're going to see Mayhew. He sees the ball all the way, and he has a great break on the ball. He just comes over the top. Yeah, and there it is. He gets there a little bit too soon. You'll see it from behind. He has the arm on him. Got to go up and give the good fake like he made the play, but no argument. And for a guy who's studying for his law degree at Georgetown, you don't get an argument. You know he's wrong.
Or if he makes one, you know it's the right one. We hope he's going to be a lawyer. First down. Chandler under heat. Throws it up for grabs, and there's a chance for it. Kroll dropped the ball.
And there's a
flag. Mayhew is there again. See which way they go.
Yeah, that's going to go against the defense again.
Yes, it is. There's Kroll applauding. Well, they finally got a little lucky. The Cardinals have had everything bad that can go bad happen to them here in this first half, and now here early in the second, they get a break.
Defensive pass interference, number 35, first down.
And that's 2 in a row, and that's extremely rare to ever have interference called 2 times in a row. Ricky Prohl coming back. Now, they're both going for the ball, so I don't necessarily like that call, to be honest with you. They're both working for it. The ball had to be thrown up, and here's the reason why. Watch the blitz. Andre Collins up. Has the presence to step out and just throws it up in the air. Jason Buck on top of him.
8th penalty against the Redskins for 85 yards in the game. Cardinals inside the 10. First and goal. Brown. Brown inside the 5.
Hey, T, they're right back now. They can start getting something going. They come out, stop them in the 4th down, force the punt. Now they're moving the ball down slowly. They have a chance. Put a score in here. We got ourselves a game.
Shane Collins, the rookie from Arizona State, playing on a field he's familiar with right here at Sun Devil Stadium, made the stop. Getting a shot out on the defensive front of the Redskins. They like his potential. 6'3", 275-pounder. Second and goal inside the 5. They've got it marked just outside the 4-yard line.
And it's a time for Kirk Convea to really show what he's got. What he's got is great instinct, and this is where it shows up on a football field.
Center's the lead blocker in an I formation here. Play fake, and that ball hangs up. A good recovery by Centers. That could have been intercepted. Gain of only about a yard on the play. Larry Sanders has made a couple of big plays for the Cardinals. Some little plays are big plays, aren't they, Matt?
Well, that's a great play by Larry Sanders, because as bad as they played in the first half and had all those things go against them, hey, the beginning of this third quarter, they got everything going for him, and he's a big reason, Larry Sanders.
Chandler, I don't think, would want to throw that ball the same way he did again. Sanders had to come back for it and saved an interception. Got to the 2-yard line where it's 3rd and goal. Center stays in as the lead back in the eye. Brown. Brown, number 33, who says, I can run over any defensive back. Well, Brad Edwards was the guy this time.
Yeah, they're just going to load the ball up. Hey, you 260 pounds, square your shoulders and run over anybody in front of you. Brad Edwards felt the brunt.
There he is, the big running back, 260-plus pounds. Camarillo with the point after, and it's good. No, it's wide. Wide left.
How do you miss an extra point in the National Football League?
Because he's the punter. There's Ivory Lee Brown. One more look using his power, driving Brad Edwards into the end zone for the score. 17-6.
Each year, corporate America.
Chance at a point after, and it's wide. And we're back live with his kickoff that went only to the 32-yard line. So Phoenix with a severe handicap. The last time he kicked was in junior college, apart from his punting duties. And we'll be right back.
Until now, some thought imported luxury sedans possessed a higher level of engineering. But change is on the horizon. Introducing the 1993 Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system.
Hunter hopefully getting some tips from him on how to place kick. Camarillo was at Greg Davis's wedding last week. Davis took the bye week to get married to Sean Hendricks in Phoenix.
See what happens? You marry somebody, you blow out your hamstring.
That's right. In the warm-up before the game yet.
My wife will slap me for that one, incidentally.
On first down, play action from Rypien going deep sideline, and it is incomplete. Intended for Ricky Sanders. Massey on the coverage. Zordich coming to help out.
Yeah, and that's part of what we talked about at the beginning of the show with Fritz Shermer mixing everything up. And there you saw Robert Massey again. And one of the changes he made, personnel changes, Robert Massey in for Lorenzo Lynch. If you look at the scheme what they're running right now at the start of this third quarter, you're seeing a completely different look from what they started the game with. You have a nickel look as opposed to that conventional 34. So a couple wrinkles at halftime for Fritz Shermer.
Rypien, meanwhile, 0 for his last 5, and he gets one there to Gary Clark, who almost got away with a little spin move, but Aeneas Williams grabbed him by the ankle. 14-yard gain and a first down, Washington.
Yeah, Washington's giving a little wrinkle here also. They're going with that little quick huddle, quick pace, get them off balance. You know, this is that X and O stuff we talked about at the beginning of the show. Each coach feeling the other out.
Another reverse. Fake to Monk. Long pass intended for Sanders, incomplete, but a flag down against Massey. Little razzle-dazzle from the Redskins there. They brought Monk around on the end around. They've shown that a couple of times, giving him the ball. This time, faked it. Tried to go deep to Sanders. Well, Massey stayed with the play, but unfortunately for the Cardinals, picked up the interference call.
Yeah, Massey had the great coverage all the way. All he had to do was turn around and look for the ball, and he was fine. Had a little contact in between, doesn't turn for the ball. There's the flag.
Pass interference, number 40, first down.
Got Sanders all the way. You'll watch him in the lower left-hand corner. He's on the man all the way. Good coverage. Loses the ball, runs into him. Ball's laid up there. The reason the ball's laid up there, watch Braxton come off the corner with a blitz right there. Coming clean all the way. Feel the pressure on Rip. Rip puts it up there.
34-yard gain it turns into with a penalty. at the 14-yard line of Phoenix.
Watch the counter OT down there. Maybe next play.
Okay, coach.
That's why I'm up here, T.
About a 2-yard gain for Irvins. Eric Hill made the stop. Another flag flies.
I can't remember a game when I've seen so many flags.
Got a lot of yellow out there.
5-yard face mask, number 58 on the tackle.
Eric Hill grasping the face mask. A 5-yard penalty. And that's a tough penalty there because they had held him to 2. Turn it into a 5-yard gain down to the 6-yard line. And
14 penalties already in this game.
We're just halfway through the 3rd quarter. Fritz Shermer trying to pep up his defense. Massey comes off. Extra linebacker on. Makes it 1st and 3 for a first down. Biner. Be close to the first depending on the spot. Bankston, the rookie from Sam Houston State, Michael Zordich, and Tyrone Stowe all in on the stop.
And they got these signals for the first down, and they're just going to keep on pounding it. And they like this field to run. I know it's a completely different playing field surface here that they had a year ago. They lowered the field and they put in a great turf. I mean, one of the best turfs I've seen. I went out there before the game, and great footing. This is the kind of field the running back likes to get his feet on, and there's your reason why.
Biner cruised into the end zone, and the Redskins widen their lead. Washington dominating in every phase of the game with 6:58 still to go in the 3rd.
Now you're going to get everybody moving, staying on a man, and then Ernest Biner's just going to take it one way and cut back to the hole. Now what? See Schlereth get the good push. Look at that hole. I could run through this hole right here. See? That's
push there from Jacoby. Lohmiller with a point after, and the Redskins 23, Phoenix 6. Make it 24-6.
I see your printer here doesn't boast the HP LaserJet name. Did you ask for this?
No, I didn't. I assumed when I asked for a laser printer, I'd get a LaserJet.
Huh. Have you spoken to management about this?
I am management.
Oh, so how did this happen?
Cards out, 24-6 lead. Redskins led 17-0 at halftime. Lohmiller again knocking another one through the end zone, not giving the Phoenix return men a chance to return anything today. They'll start from the 20-yard line. Cardinals, for their part, lost their kicker, Greg Davis, to a hamstring injury in the warm-ups, and Rich Camarillo, the punters, had to kick for him in the meantime.
Yeah, and there's Jerry Rome right there, and he's scratching his head on what to do. And they had some success in the beginning of the 3rd quarter, and then they let it fall away here by letting him get back. So see what they can do now.
Tight end Reeves in motion. Screen. Brown for about 5.
That's a nice play there by Wilbur Marshall. Had the screen read all the way, bumped it back outside, forced it back inside where all your help is coming from, and then got in on the tackle. Big plus by Wilbur Marshall. There's a guy, he's just so intense. I loved playing with him. Showed up to play every week, didn't care what anybody thought, was going to play his game, and he plays it well.
Second and 5 for the Cardinals at their own 25-yard line. And all kinds of movement as Reeves, at tight end, started in motion. Charles Mann went after him.
That's a great quick move by Charles Mann. He made everybody look like they were standing still.
Offside. Defense number 71.
I'd say he was offside.
Let's watch Charles right down here in the bottom of your screen. They're going to get the motion, and somebody jumps inside, and that's Bobby Wilson, and that pulls everybody out. So, hey, if you're going to be offsides, really be offsides.
Their 9th penalty. That's not Joe Gibbs football. That's one thing he won't be happy about. He might like the score and the way the game's going, but not a lot of penalties. Chandler trying to find an open man. Now runs it up for a pickup of about 4. Bobby Wilson playing for the injured Eric Williams at the left tackle spot. Need to stop.
Yeah, and they went with that counter pass, but there was nothing there. Watch as he comes. Here comes the counter. You'll see the play action. He's going to come around, and it's really a 2-receiver route. See? It's a 2-receiver route downfield. 1, 2, and down below, this is his dump off. But the coverage matched up perfectly. He has nowhere to go with it. As you watch Wilbur close underneath, what are you left to do? Get what you can.
2nd down and 6 after a 4-yard gain on the run. Rypien Brown. Not much for him as they stack up, led by Marshall. Andre Collins.
Yeah, Wilbur's talking to him there at the end. I love Wilbur Marshall. Yeah, and he's assisted there by another good one who's going to be good for a while, and Andre Collins. It's like Wilbur. Yeah, he hurt himself. And you're going to watch Wilbur Marshall down here in the bottom of your screen. See? And the ball's going away. They're going to run it up the middle. See him kick back with the motion. Now he's right in the middle of the play. Work off. Andre with the first stick, and Wilbur coming over the top, and never stop. Never let a back stop. Always make him pay the price. He's looking for something. Either a piece of his helmet, because I don't think he wears contacts. Hey, it could be a piece of Ivory Lee's head. Yeah, that looks like something with the helmet. Wilbur Marshall has done everything they've asked of him here with the Washington Redskins and has had great success.
Well, I think the feeling was that he tried to do too much his first year coming over as that highly paid free agent. Now that he's settled into their system, he's doing exactly what they want, and he's a happier guy. Chandler complete. Johnny Bailey. And for an NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, at Candlestick, the Rams have turned this game completely around. Steve Young's pass picked off by Robert Bailey returned 24 yards. The Rams score 10 points in 26 seconds and take a 17-10 lead on the 49ers with 11 minutes to play in the game, Tim.
That's unbelievable.
Wow, few upsets today. And of course, that one's not over yet, especially with that high-scoring San Francisco team. But Chuck Knox got his team playing with some spunk and spirit. And timeout called by the Cardinals here. They did get first down on Bailey's catch to their 41-yard line. But Chandler not certain about something here and goes over to talk to Joe Bugle on the sideline. We'll be back at Tempe in a moment. 24-6 Redskins.
Until now, some thought luxury coupes forgot the driver. But change is accelerating.
Well, Matt, you played for a season under Joe Gibbs. What do you think his feelings are about this game after the conversation last night?
Well, he approaches this game like every game in the division. He never feels comfortable with winning ever. He always thinks that everybody has a chance to beat him, and he approaches it that way. But the thing that makes Joe Gibbs good, he always can sell it to the team that way.
So don't take anybody for granted. And right now, he's probably still telling them the same thing, even though he's up handily with 3:30 to go here in the third quarter. Rypien Brown gets to midfield for the Cardinals. Andre Collins making the stop. Chandler, meanwhile, is 5 for 5 this second half, despite taking quite a physical beating in the first half. Brown has rolled up 49 yards and 9 carries with a touchdown. Johnny Johnson has not seen as much action as expected. That's Brown tripped up that time, coming in with Tim Johnson, number 78.
Kurt Cavea goes off in that situation. I see some wrap on his elbow, and that's not a good sign for Washington. Kurt Cavea is one excellent football player. You see him talking here to Kevin Bastine, one of the trainers. And I noticed the wrap on the elbow and don't know what's wrong, but I'm telling you this. That man there has some of the best instincts of a football player I have ever seen. And when you talk to different people, we talked to Luis Sharp, and he said, tell me about Kurt Gervais. He says, always finds a way to get to football. Great instinct.
Raven Caldwell is in there to replace him at the moment, number 50. Third down and about 2. Chandler has his man and a first down. Ricky Prohl.
And surprise, surprise, another flag.
Alvoid Mays made the tackle. The flag is in the backfield and probably is a hold against the Cardinals.
It's one of the sloppiest games I've seen in terms of penalties in a long time.
Holding, number 67 offense. 10-yard penalty. Still third down.
Well, he must think he's ready to kick again. Yeah. I guess they figure an unhealthy Davis is better than a healthy Camarillo.
I can't remember seeing a guy out of uniform getting back into uniform.
Well, if he can do it, give me a helmet. I'll come right back. I'll go down there.
Well, Gouvea's hurt apparently. They might need you out there. Well, that's kind of an interesting little thing. We'll see if Davis gets into action. He wouldn't suit up if he isn't planning on trying it, I guess. Third down, meanwhile, and 12 off the penalty. Chandler in trouble, another sack. 4 on the day by the Redskins, and it's Jason Buck, reserve defensive end, the 6-year man from BYU. Came over last year as a free agent from the Bengals.
You know, what the receivers have to do, they go down and they get, watch Ricky Prohl, they go down, receivers, they go down and they're going to run for patterns. Well, the other thing they're required to do is block, you know, and sometimes you have to block. Charles, man, he looks for anybody. Hey, Ricky Prohl don't care. Give me somebody to hit and I'm going to hit you.
Camarillo in his more familiar punting role. Not his best. Takes a Cardinal roll and will wind up pretty well down at the 20-yard line of the Washington Redskins, who still lead 24-6. Redskins is on the sideline injured, and Raleigh McKenzie has moved over to the center spot. Ray Brown, number 67, comes in at left guard. And he started 52 straight games, so you know he's hurt if he's out of there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come out of there, and he's a guy who loves to play football. And when they get that offensive line together, the first thing they do is say, look, I know I got Bostic. We can work from there.
Biner for about 5. For another NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel at the NFL Today in New York.
All right, Tim, at the L.A. Coliseum, the Raiders are back in the game. Marinovich to Tim Brown. Mark Collins gambles, doesn't get it, and that's a 68-yard touchdown. 14 minutes to play in the game. The Raiders and the Giants are tied at 10. Back to Tim and Matt at Neville Stadium.
Thank you, Greg. Well, if there's a team that needs a win any more than Phoenix, it's the Raiders. They're kind of in the same category right now. Winless, looking for number 1. 2nd and 5. Biner gets only about a yard. Eric Swan made the tackle, number 98, number 1 pick a year ago. Bankston, the rookie from Sam Houston State, in on it as well, number 63. And we're told that Kurt Gouveia has a bicep injury and probably will not return to this football game.
They have not had good luck at that position. And Kurt's one of those guys.
Yeah, well, they didn't when you were playing.
Well, that was a good point. Well taken. Kurt's one of those guys who can run everything up front, and they count on him for not only leadership but lining people up, and they got to have him back in there.
And they let the time wind down to end the third quarter with the score: the Washington Redskins 24, the Phoenix Cardinals 6. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Now let's watch the coverage all the way. We'll see what Rip gets, and he's going to do the offset back. Number one offset back for Washington. That means pass, okay? Now they're going to come out, have the great protection up front, and you're watching the corner. He's coming for the comeback right here. Sees the comeback. He's matched up in man. Robert Massey takes the chance, makes the pick, and that's a touchdown. just when you think it's safe, all of a sudden they're right back in the middle of it. See, Rip sees it all the way. He's waiting for him for the comeback. Never shows up. Nice cutback.
Art Monk, the intended receiver, but Massey beat him to the ball. And Rypien now one of his last 6 with 2 interceptions. So after a strong start for Mark Rypien, he's had his problems. Now Camarillo is going to kick it off again. So Davis evidently must have said to Bugle, look, I got it up over the crossbars. Don't ask me to kick it off. And Camarillo gets a little better one this time. Down to the 4-yard line. Brian Mitchell returning out to the 20. Well, next Sunday, regional action on the NFL on CBS. You'll see an interconference battle. Randall Cunningham and the Philadelphia Eagles, Arrowhead Stadium against Kansas City. Or the Falcons against the Dolphins in Miami. Miami with a huge win over Buffalo today. It all starts with the NFL today, and that is the last word before kickoff. Steve Lofton, the injured Cardinal, down. 24-13 the score here. 14:40 remaining regulation time. For another NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel at the NFL Today in New York.
All right, Tim, on the NFL Today, Terry Bradshaw diagrammed it at Candlestick. Steve Young runs it to perfection, an 8-yard touchdown. And with 4:10 to play in the game, the Rams and the 49ers are tied at 17. Tim and Matt.
Oh, Terry diagrammed it. He ran a few like that in his time before he got old and slow.
Yeah, he didn't run them like that, believe me.
Steve Lofton, the injured player, being attended to.
Yeah, watch right here. You know, and you're going to find out something about people on special teams. Special teams is the way to go, and he just throws his body in there, and he just bears the brunt of everybody on top of him. And he's down now. And
Lofton, who plays in the nickel package, second-year man from Texas A&M, another World League player with the Cardinals, and gets to his feet. We'll be right back. On the ground with 2 touchdowns, but Chandler has been the better quarterback in this half, 5 of 5. As Rypien has struggled and just gave up the interception to Robert Massey, has made it 24-13. Redskins first down at their own 20-yard line. And an audible called by Rypien here. Goes to the ground with Irvins, and he is stacked up. There'll be maybe a loss of a half-yard.
And there you see Big Joe Jacoby, and he's out of the game right now. He has a couple things bothering him. You know, first of all, he wears a brace on this knee and a brace on that knee. This elbow, you know, that's no good. The back right here, the back's been killing him, and that's really what's been giving him the problems. And it takes a lot of pain to put Joe Jacoby out, but he's out right now. So what do? You take 6'6", 310-pound Ed Simmons, and you put him right back in that spot.
2nd and 11. Rypien wants to throw, gets some time, a bad one, but it's caught by Monk. And Massey had a better shot at that ball than he did the one that was picked off. He just didn't see it in time. 23-yard gain, and Art Monk continues to gain on Largent.
So you take out Big Joe Jacoby and put in Ed Simmons, and then you take that rookie, #1 pick, Eric Swan, who's got all that ability, and let's see what happens. You know, and that's good feet, good hands, cat and mouse game that Ed Simmons wins. Gives good time. Rypien gets the ball off.
2 of the starters out of the offensive line. Jeff Bostic on the sideline, replaced by McKenzie at his position, and Ray Brown moving into left guard. And there is Art Monk's streak. What an athlete. On the run, Irvins is buried again. And again, it's the rookie Michael Bankston from Sam Houston State.
Yeah, and they expect big things from Michael Bankston. They say with the kind of ability he has in his size, that he can be a force inside, a force that they need on this Phoenix defense. Looks like San Diego might get their first win. It's Michael Bankston out of Sam Houston State.
Huge guy, Bankston. Over 300 pounds. They said he was up somewhere near 315, 320.
He knows the name of his grocer personally.
2nd and 12 on the 2-yard loss. Intended for Clark, and Aeneas Williams with a good job on the coverage.
Okay, we've been seeing some good coverage here by Phoenix defensive backs today. This straight man-to-man coverage, Aeneas Williams on Gary Clark. You know, keep in mind Gary Clark has the hamstring, but he works the outside, turns back underneath. Now Williams comes back and goes right through the ball, and that is good pass defense.
So it's 3rd down and 12 at the 40-yard line, and this good defensive play by the Cardinals could spark their offense. We still have ample time remaining here in this 4th quarter. 13:03 to go. Washington's offense starting to struggle some, and that is broken up, intended for Sanders.
And Lorenzo Lynch with some great coverage there too. Goes straight man-to-man again. Good coverage, good defense.
Joe Gibbs has said people have played us tight man-to-man before suicide because of our receivers, but because of our breakdown and pass protection and some inaccuracy over those first 3 games, we're letting people cover us, whereas in the past that wasn't the case. Well, they started off well in this first half, but they have struggled some here in that same department, pass offense, in the second. Goodburn standing at his 25. Bailey at the 20-yard line, and another bad kick from Goodburn. They're going to spot that at the 45-yard line of the Phoenix Cardinals. Well, for another NFL update, let's go back to Greg in New York.
Tim and Matt, this isn't a
Boy, what a weapon that guy is. Much like Randall Cunningham, obviously. Mark Rypien, not a runner, but a thrower. And things are not going so well in that department for the Redskins here in the second half. A 14-yard punt by Goodburn, and Chris Chandler is perfect in the half so far. 5 for 5. 13 for 20 on the day. Lots of time. Just off the fingertips of Ernie Jones. Down at the 5-yard line.
Great coverage there by Al Voigt. Mage was with him stride for stride all the way. And you watch this, a straight man coverage. Al Voigt staying right on the hip where he has to be. And that ball should be caught, and that should be a completion. Watch, it comes all the way down. Now he gets the separation. See that? Ball should be caught.
Boy, that was about 60 yards in the air from Chandler. He can chuck it. Second and 10. Again, good protection. And that's caught. Anthony Edwards getting a chance and makes a good catch. 5'9", 190-pounder, number 83.
Yeah, and he had some good time to throw it, and the problem is here comes a blitz, and this is what happens in this blitz. See, Andre Collins shows his blitz too early right here. See that? He's going to show his blitz, and what that does when he gets a pre-read, see, here he comes. Now that tells the offensive line exactly how to let it go. Okay, so good pickup there by Mark May. Gives him the time. That's a first down.
At the 42-yard line of Washington. Inside for Johnny Bailey. He can scat. And Bailey down to the 27-yard line.
And you can feel the confidence starting to come up with the Phoenix Cardinals right now. Johnny Bailey, a guy Joe Bugle says we got to get the ball in his hands. He always makes something happen. So here comes a draw. Another first down on a 15-yard run.
Brad Edwards made the stop. And one of the mysteries of the Cardinals offense today, the lack of use of Johnny Johnson. But Bailey comes up with a big play. They'll keep him in. Again, good protection for Chandler, trying to find an open man.
Great.
Sideliner throws it away, intended for Jones, but he just threw it out. Good coverage by the Redskins, giving Chandler no chance because he had plenty of time back there.
Plenty of time, and that's a big plus for the Washington defense. Now you're going to watch it. Watch the pressure up front. It never shows up. See, they're rushing 4, which means you got 7 in coverage, and there's your straight zone. You see that? Everybody down there, they're going to match it up. See, in the hole, in the slot, everything's going to come to, and now you're going to have the receiver come back, and this is a great job down below of staying with your man. Whenever you have somebody break the pocket, the quarterback, even if you're in zone, you turn and you get to a man, and that's what Washington did.
3 wide receivers with the 2 pass-catching backs, Bailey and centers in. 2nd down and 10.
Oh!
My goodness.
Hello, Wilbur Marshall.
Larry Centers took some shot. They tried to set up the screen. Tremendous blow from Wilbur Marshall. That Centers is some tough guy holding on to the ball.
Yeah, watch Wilbur Marshall. You know what makes this play even better? See, this is a zone, so they're going to drop back, and he reads this all the way. See, he's in his zone. Now he smells it. See, he's out of his zone, and he's drawing a beat. Look at that. Nice hit. Wilbur Marshall. Good play by Wilbur Marshall.
Loss of 4 on the play.
He's got his game face on right there. I like that.
We're down 14. Huge play for the Cardinals. Likewise for the Redskins defense. And he is sacked. Marshall gets him from behind.
And the guy can do everything. Tell you, drop him in his zone, and now we're going to rush him. And he's going against Louis Sharp, and the way to beat Louis Sharp is to play to the outside, and that's what he does. He's blocked. What do? You never, ever stop. Wilbur Marshall has one of the great motors for the Washington Redskins and in the National Football League, and that's a sack.
Well, as Coach Richie Pettibone said about him last year, that he finally didn't think he had to make every play for us once he realized that he was a better football player. And now he just makes big plays, good plays. Doesn't have to make one with all that talent. He doesn't have to make a play every time. They're going for it on 4th down. Chandler just gets it off, but his arm was hit as he released the ball. Stokes. And so Chandler had no chance to get the ball where he wanted it to go. And a good defensive series. Excellent coverage by the Redskins secondary. When they didn't have the pressure on, they had the coverage. And when they didn't have the coverage, they had the pressure on. 24-13, Redskin lead. Defensive series this guy just had. Wilbur Marshall obscured by some teammates now. He was a force out there.
He was nonstop, and that's exactly what Washington needed.
On 1st down, Biner gets a couple. Tripped up by Tyrone Stowe, having a good game defensively for Phoenix.
Wilbur Marshall got the motor running, and he kind of took this whole series into his own hands. Even after he's blocked, he nonstop. When you get to this point, you make the quarterback pay. And then after he's down, you keep on talking to him. Let him know it's not going to stop. That's it, Wilbur. Keep talking. That won't get you any votes, but that'll make all your teammates on your side.
Outstanding series by the Redskins as the Cardinals were coming alive, and the Redskin defense rose up to stop them. 2nd down and 9. And Biner picks his way for about 6. Mike Jones on the tackle, number 75. 8:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. 24-13 Washington lead. The Redskins, defending Super Bowl champs, come in with a 2-1 mark, but not playing up to their standard. And the Cardinals at 0-3 and 0 for their last 11 regular season games. Biner now up to 76 yards rushing on the day for Washington.
Quietly, he's turning into another big game. Ernest Biner.
Rypien, lots of timing. Massey.
That's 6 again. Robert Massey with his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Well, suddenly now that missed point after by Rich Camarillo kicking for the injured Greg Davis, who had his uniform off at the time, looms a little larger. 24-19. Point after coming up. Davis, sore hamstring and all, will try and kick another one. Remember, he came back out, put his uniform on, got back out here, and kicked a successful point after on their last score by Massey. And he's got that one. And comes limping tenderly to the sideline. Camarillo will probably kick it off again. He had a pretty good kickoff his last try. 24-20.
Yeah, watch the matchup right here. Robert Massey and Ricky Sanders, and they're matched up man-to-man all the way. See, and he's looking for his inside help. Now he's going with them all the way. Now Rip sees him, and he just throws that ball behind him. That's 6, and that comes with a dance at the end of that one. See that? Hey, I'll tell you what. Fritz Shermer's got to be patting himself in the back. He said, look, Robert Massey can make plays for us. Lorenzo Lynch's been having a tough time, so we're going to put Robert in there, and I know he's going to make something happen. Boy, he was the prophet Fritz today. The other side of the ball, boy, Rip, he's having a tough one. That's his 3rd pick of the day. 2 of them touchdowns. Got to go back and regroup.
Rypien got off to an excellent start in the first half today, particularly the first quarter. And at that point, it looked like the goal of Joe Gibbs to get his offense back in sync was happening very nicely. But Fritz Shermer, that man, and his defense obviously had no intention of folding up here. And we've got a football game in our hands. Another short kickoff from Camarillo. Brian Mitchell. And is stopped at the 24-yard line. Dexter Davis, make it Dave Dewerson, number 22, on the hit. Let's go to Greg Gumbel for an update.
All right, Tim, at Candlestick, no quit in the Rams today. Jim Everett to Flipper Anderson, 9 yards in the touchdown. 24-24 tie, but with 1:20 to play, the 49ers are threatening again late in the game in San Francisco, Tim.
Boy, that is a great rivalry, and they just produce a lot of great games. Even when one team like the Rams is not nearly as good as the 49ers, they still always have some great battles.
Never ceases to amaze me. We were unbeaten. They came up there. They had no right to beat us, and we went with another loss.
You know, you can say we for so many teams. We have to be telling everybody, you know.
Vagabond Millen, that's what they called me.
On first down, Finer is tripped up. Tim McDonald, safety blitzing on the run.
Yeah, and they got the emotion back in this game. They got the crowd in it, and they got the whole team in it. Yeah, watch him on the left side of the team right here. Tim McDonald is a playmaker for this Phoenix defense, and they're going to run right at him. Now, he's going to go inside, which you never do. And if you do, you better make the play, and he made it. Big plus by Tim McDonald. So you bring your safety up, now you have an 8-man front. Now he ducks under the tackle, and he's got him rolling.
Now Shermer just ran in some substitutes right before this preset of the Redskins. 2nd and 12. Play action.
Oh, he's got him wide open.
Monk. First down, Washington to the 48-yard line. Zordich made the tackle, number 38.
Yeah, and right there, Fritz Shermer went with the gamble, you know, and he gave that 8-man look up front, and that opened it wide open for Art Monk across and left him on the safety, Zordich, and that's a big play, Washington.
Rypien started out 7 of 11, 150 yards and a touchdown. And now is 10 of 22, having that bad streak stopped by a key pass there to Monk. 3 interceptions today, but he just made an important play. Ricky Irvins, almost a first down. McDonald on the stop. An injured Redskin is Ray Brown. And Brown, remember, playing in there in McKenzie's spot. McKenzie having moved over to center to replace the injured Jeff Bostic.
Yeah, depth is one thing they don't have on that offensive line right now. They have 3 healthy tackles. Bostic is out. It's just kind of, they're down to their last people. You got Joe Jacoby back in the game. Yeah, let's watch to see what happens. And you have Ray Brown, your left guard right here. They're just going to run that counter OT. Here he comes around. Nice block, good kick out, stays with them all the way. Hey, he must have popped something looking at his leg. We'll try to get a report on that.
Going off on his own power with a little bit of a limp. It looks like he's not too seriously hurt.
Well, you know, what you do when you have nobody, you take Big Jake and you stick him at guard.
Right. Simmons continues in the right tackle spot where he has given Jacoby some relief during the game. Irvins trying for the first down, and he's got it. 40-yard line.
You know, we talked about Joe Jacoby, about how strong he is, and that's the truth. You know, Joe Jacoby, one of those guys who's as strong as can be. But the thing that the other thing you have to remember about Joe Jacoby, and the first thing that Joe Gibbs talks about, is how smart he is. Now you're taking him from that right tackle position and you put him at the left guard, and you know what? He doesn't miss a beat.
Can't beat that experience. It's been a hallmark of the Redskins over the years. First down at the 40-yard line. Irvins, flag down. He got only about a yard. And it was Eric Swan, number 98, making the stop on him. 5:10 remaining.
And see what they're doing right now? They're putting everybody on the other side right here. See, then they're just going to counter back. They're going to get your safety and everybody committed to this side of the field, and then they just run away from your strength. This is what he started with in the early 80s, and it's a theme that he's kept the whole time. Now here he comes running back, turn up inside. That's good defense right there. Fritz Shermer said there's a few teams that he loves to play against in the National Football League. You know, from a pure X and O standpoint, he knows it's going to be a good chess game. San Francisco and Joe Gibbs. They said that Joe Gibbs offense, he looks forward to it and can't wait to get there.
So it's a 1st and 20 from midfield for Washington. Play action fake. Incomplete. Intended for Clark.
That's good coverage.
Good coverage by Zordich. I don't think Rypien was taking any chances on that one.
I got to throw it away, and that's a smart play by Rypien. Rypien's really taken a lot of heat in Washington, and you know, if you're a Washington fan, you'd probably say, well, he deserves it. You know, he signed the big contract and he held out. Who did he think he was? But you know, my point of view is, yeah, you only have one time in your career to make that happen, and you go ahead and you get it done, and then you get back to football, and that's where the point he's at right now. He's got to get back to playing Mark Rypien football.
Irvins, not much, maybe 2 or 3. McDonald leading the charge, number 46. And this Phoenix defense revved up with 4:38 and counting down. Redskins would like to be able to spin off that clock, protecting what is now just a 4-point lead. Remember, they led 17-0 in this game at the end of the first quarter.
Big play right here. 3rd and long, down by 4. Your defense has gotten you back in the game. Got to make something happen or not give up the big play right here.
Well, they've got a 3rd and 16. The 49ers have moved ahead of the Rams by a field goal.
Unbelievable.
Redskins were 3 of their first 3 third down conversions. Haven't had one since then. They've missed the last 9. This one's big. And they're going deep for it.
That's another pick.
Well, it's broken up. As the ball hung up there, intended for Gary Clark, but Zordich was waiting for it.
Yeah, that was good. I'll tell you what we have seen today from the Phoenix Cardinals, their defensive backfield has played absolutely tremendous. Now you're going to watch, you know, 3 receivers to the top side. They're just going to send him down. Zordich makes the good read and gets over top. I think the primary read on that whole coverage was Art Monk to the away from the 3 receiver side, but Zordich doesn't bite on it and makes the play.
So the Cardinals with an opportunity, ample time left, 3:55 on the clock. Goodburn, remember he's had 2 short punts The last one for 14 yards.
There's a nice kick.
That's going to be a good pooch there to about the 15. Fair catch. And Bailey makes it there. So the Cardinals will try to put their offense together here, trailing by 4.
A look behind the scenes, a sports
defensive coordinator, and he and Chris Chandler have gotten on the same page. And Chris Chandler has told me that the biggest difference that has made in his football career is Jerry Rome. He's taught him to read the coverage, read the players, and feel more at ease. And you know what? You take the 56 minutes, first 56 minutes of this game, and throw them out because it comes down to the last 4.
He won 81 passes without an interception this season until this game today. On first down, he eludes a sack. A flag is down, and it's complete. What an effort by Chandler and Ernie Jones.
That looks
flag behind the line of scrimmage.
That looked like a face mask on Charles Mann. And good job by Chandler to stay with it, have the presence, and find him.
Man reaching out there, kind of a desperate move to make the sack, and it looked like he got a little iron.
Yeah, watch Charles Mann come off the corner. See him right here. He's going to come around top side corner. That's on Rick Cunningham. Now he's going to throw that arm under. Gets to the top. You always rush half a man. Sticks the arm out. Gets the face mask. Now here's the big plus by Chris Chandler. See, he never stopped. Didn't let it bother him. And they're attacking that right on top of that. There we go. Nice. Finds the open man. Stays with it. Here comes Ernie Jones. Completion. And he tacked that penalty on the end of the reception. Hey, Joe Bugel said, if we can have a chance at the end of this football game, I'll take it anyway. And now he's got his chance. San Francisco had one more chance, and they made good, 27-24.
3:39 to play here in Tempe. Chandler, what a catch! Randall Hill.
Great catch. Yes. That was a great catch because that was some great coverage by Washington. But Randall Hill goes up where he can't get it and gets it.
But a flag down and a probable hold against the Phoenix Cardinals.
This is disgusting with all these flags down today.
Well, that's a huge one against the Cardinals. They make a great play and then lose it because of a penalty.
Holding, number 74.
Danny Villa,
still first down.
The center who came over this year in a trade from New England, replaced Bill Lewis in that spot.
Yeah, there's Danny Villa right there, and we're going to watch him get his hands up. And watch, comes off the ball. Now he's looking for both sides. He ends up on Jumpy Gathers, and Jumpy gives him, guess what? The forklift. I didn't see the hold anywhere.
Boy, I tell you, that was
another
call.
bad call.
Gathers just ran right over him. First down and 20. Johnny Bailey. Good tackle in the open field. It was Alvoid Mays. Bailey, when he gets out in some real estate where he can dipsy-doodle, is a dangerous runner.
Yeah, he's a quick little guy. He gets to that corner. He makes you miss. That's a home run.
Turns into a gain of 5, leaving 2nd and 15 at the 45-yard line.
They still got 3 downs to get it.
And 3:07 on the clock. 4-point Washington lead. Phoenix looking for their first victory. And most of this game, it looked like they were going to be 0-4 and still maybe. That is Ernie Jones. Jones picks up about another 8, maybe 9 yards. It'll leave 3rd down and 7. Raiders and the Giants locked into a low-scoring battle in the Coliseum.
Looks like San Diego gets their first win.
Kelly Stauffer hurt in that game. Seattle quarterback. And McGuire in.
3rd and 6. 2 downs to get it, Tim.
Good protection.
Great catch.
And Ernie Jones will be near the marker. He'll be short by about a half a yard.
Well, I don't know about that spot. It looked to me like he got it in front of that marker.
Mays made the tackle. Two minutes remain regulation time here in Tempe. We'll be back. The Redskins by 4. Fine. With a Washington Redskins trailing by 4 points. Tim Ryan and Matt Millen here.
They got their heavy package on the field, Tim.
Johnny Johnson, who has seen little playing time, is in with Larry Centers as a lead back. Johnson.
There it is.
Johnson got it and then some. He dove for it. You know, if he had kept running, he might have gone to the end zone. But that's a big play for Johnson.
Yeah, and I think that says something right there, Tim. You know, we had Ivy Lee Brown in all day, but Joe Bugle said, look, I got to have something, and here's who I'm giving the ball to. Johnny Johnson. Nice first down.
At the 35-yard line of Washington, 1:33 and ticking down. So now the Redskins defense has the pressure squarely on them. Randall Hill started out of bounds, smartly brought it back in. Now can't get out, but he's at the 17. Timeout call, 1:17 on the clock.
And the plus on Washington's side is they have a 4-point lead, not a 3-point lead, so they've got to get into the end zone.
Well, we mentioned that big miss by Camarillo, and it's not blaming the guy. He's not the field goal kicker. Hadn't kicked since junior college days. Rich Camarillo was in for the injured Greg Davis, and this was the big miss.
And he went with that straight-on approach, and it just didn't straight on for him.
So that's why it's a 4-point margin instead of 3. Cardinals have to get it in the end zone. Redskins have to keep them out. 1:19 left. Well, tonight on CBS, the labels say made in the USA, but the machine tools were made in Japan. They wouldn't pull a stunt like that. Oh, yes, they would. And it's all on 60 Minutes tonight. That's followed by Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury. And then the CBS Sunday movie, The Danger of Love, a new motion picture for television based on the Carolyn Wormuth story. All tonight on CBS.
Well, CBS might want to have a mystery here right now. They're right back in the middle of this game.
Greg Davis back in uniform on the sideline. They hope that he'll only be kicking an extra point. Bailey, little draw play and well defense by the Redskins. Got maybe a yard. Charles Mann made the stop. 1:06 and counting down in the fourth quarter.
I think they got to give Chris Chandler a chance to move around right here.
Get some time. He's got a short man to the 10-yard line. Short of the first down marker. Bailey. Timeout called. 47 seconds left. Well, for those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS in the game between the Washington Redskins and the Phoenix Cardinals. I'm Tim Ryan along with Matt Millen. Our score, the Redskins 24, Phoenix 20. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast and the Mountain Time Zone. And the situation here is 3rd down and 2 inside the 10-yard line of the Redskins. 47 seconds remains to be played. Defensive boss Richie Pettibone of the Redskins got the personnel he wants on the field, and now one more substitute coming on. Tim Johnson returning to the front. Offensively, what do you expect here?
Well, I think they're going to, they can keep on throwing the ball, obviously. I would like to see them give Chandler an option with his legs because he's so mobile. I haven't seen it all day. I'd like to see him roll out of that pocket and extend the field. If it's not there, throw it away or run out of bounds.
Chandler now 20 of 30 passing, 187 yards. 2 interceptions. All of that out the window here on 3rd down. Center touchdown! Larry Centers, a 3rd-year man from Stephen Austin College, comes in on 3rd downs. Catch the football. And he is a tough guy. He has taken some big hits, held onto the ball. He did it a couple of times today, and he gets the touchdown. Joe Jacoby looks on with disdain and disgust. And Davis re-uniformed out there for the point after. And it's good.
You know, Tim, you watch this game, and if you have any memory of last year's game, it was completely opposite. Last year they went up 14-0 on Washington. Washington comes back and beats them. This year they're down at the half big, and they come back, and it looks like they're in the driver's seat, and that makes Jerry Rome very, very happy. Watch the offset back Larry centers, and offset back in these offenses mean pass. Here's see him right here to the top. And what you're going to do, they're going to spread that field and give him room underneath to work. You have the short drops by the linebackers, an overrun by Collins, missed tackle by Edwards, into the great effort into the end zone by Larry Centers. Take off your hat, take a bow, you deserve it. Chris Chandler wasn't happy at all. No, not at all.
Well, I tell you, this guy, Chris Chandler, can play in this league as a starter for a lot of teams. He's in there for the injured Tim Rosenbaugh. He's proven himself here in Phoenix. And the two coaches on opposite sides of emotion right now. 41 seconds remains for Mark Rypien to try and make something happen. 10 of 24 passing for Rypien, but 3 interceptions to go with those undistinguished numbers, the real killer today. Desmond Howard, first time he's touched the ball. The Heisman Trophy winner gets out to the 30-yard line. And that's where Washington will try to come up with something big. 33 seconds left. Well, our game today was produced by Richard Zients and directed by Arthur Kempner. The NFL Today was produced by Eric Mann and directed by Duke Struck. And the senior producer of the NFL on CBS is Ed Gorin. 7 straight times the Redskins have beaten the Cardinals. The Cardinals have not won in 11 straight regular season games.
Now we'll see what they have right now, Tia. They have enough time to get down there and kick a field goal.
A field goal would only tie and force overtime. Rypien goes to the short man, Biner. Biner has a first down, but he's up near midfield. That's a big play for Ernest Biner. To the 49-yard line of Washington. Now the Shermer defense has to try and stop the Washington offense and keep this guy from tying it up. Lohmiller has a long of 53 yards already this season.
They got to get to about the 30-yard line, Tim, to give him a chance.
It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Eric Swan got a hand on it. Lohmiller has hit from 56, the longest of his career. We said a 53-yarder this season already, so he's got some leg strength, but they've got to get him close enough. Eric Swan comes up big, knocking down the pass from Rypien. 20 seconds remains.
And Tim, I'll tell you, if Phoenix is to go on and win this game, their game ball should go to the defensive backfield of that Phoenix defense, because they have kept them in this game and scored the points for them.
And should they win, I would hope that they get some more fans out next time. This group is enjoying it. These are the defending Super Bowl champions that they have in their sights here, but we've still got 20 seconds left for the Redskins. Good play by Rypien to Biner. Zordich after him. He takes it out of bounds at the 23-yard line. What an effort by Mark Rypien.
Great effort by Mark Rypien and a great effort by Ernest Biner standing. They bring all 3 people to the corner. You're going to see 1, 2, 3. You're going to have all 3 to the side. And then they're going to take Ernest Biner, and they're just going to slide him out, pull everybody to this side of the field. Watch the pattern. Look at what. See that? 1, 2, 3. Now nobody's there. Ernest just off to the races. You know what he did? He just gave him a chance.
Well, Rypien had 2 guys hanging on him when he released that football, and it was an all-or-nothing play for the Redskins. And here's a guy who struggled today after a good start. A terrible dip in the stats. 3 interceptions, 2 of them for touchdowns. Comes up big on that play. has some time. He's got a man again, and this one is incomplete, intended for Clark. In and out of his hands. Took a tough hit just as he started to turn the ball upfield.
I'll tell you, another great example of great coverage here. Watch Aeneas Williams, the top of your screen, reads it all the way. Now, get on your horse, break in the ball, put your helmet right on the ball. Hey, that's great defense, Aeneas Williams. I can't say enough today about the Phoenix secondary. They really played well.
Have an injured Redskin player down. I'm not sure who it is yet. Try and get you a better view here in a moment. 5 seconds remains, and it'll be Lohmiller time, trying to force overtime.
He's been in this situation before. Knows what it's all about. You're down on the field right now. You try to talk to that kicker as much as you can. Try to break his concentration. That looks like it's Ray Brown down on the field again. He went off earlier.
Offensive line of the Redskins taking quite a beating today. Of course, Jacoby playing hurt. They give him some rest just as the game goes on whenever he needs it. Ed Simmons comes in for him, but Jeff Bostic already out. And Ray Brown, who would come in as a sub, has been injured for the second time.
Could be a huge win for the Phoenix Cardinals. Get them right back, you know, and get the focus. And they've been preaching the whole time. Never quit. Stay in there. Hang tough. And this is a perfect example of the whole game. If the Redskins are to go on and tie this up, they still have a chance. But we've been treated to 2 different games today.
Totally. 17-0 at halftime. All of those points by the Redskins in the first quarter. And then suddenly a completely new game in the second half. However, here we are with 5 seconds left. Lohmiller, a pretty consistent field goal kicker to say the least. He's 4 of 7 this year with a long of 53 as Brown is assisted off. And should he tie it, then you've got obviously a new football game for overtime. So,
and then the most important call becomes the flip.
Yeah, that's right.
That doesn't look good for Ray Brown. That's a knee. Kevin Bastine and Al Bellamy, the assistant trainers of the Washington Redskins, helping him off.
They have only Ed Simmons. Guy Bingham is really a snapper. They brought him in only for that purpose, a long snapper. And Matt Elliott, the rookie center from Michigan, as their backups. From the 30-yard line, a 40-yard attempt.
I don't know. He missed it.
The Phoenix Cardinals, with an improbable comeback, have their first victory in 11 regular season games. Having lost 11 in a row, they get a victory over the Super Bowl champions, and there's a happy guy. He's taken a lot of heat. There have been a lot of unfounded rumors about his future should he continue to lose a game or 2 this year, and there he is against Joe Gibbs, a long time, 9 years with the Redskins. A lot of emotion involved in that. Congratulations.
Yeah, and a lot of non-emotion involved right here in that kick, and then he just overcompensated and watch, as soon as he hit it, you know, he held his breath, but right there he knows it's no good.
So Lohmiller unable to make the 40-yarder that would have sent it to overtime, and Phoenix with their first win of the year, 27-24.